Well, how's everyone doing this afternoon? Hope you're doing well. I'm doing okay. It's kind of dingy and overcast and cold outside, so I thought we'd move indoors today and talk about this topic here at the table. So what I want to talk about today is what do you do when you're on the trail, maybe you're on a day hike or overnight hike, and your cell phone runs out of power. Now, the traditional resort is to go to a battery bank. Battery banks are heavy. They also require that you carry the battery bank and you have a charging cord for it, and it can be just a slight problem. So what we're going to do is talk about a couple of battery banks that I use, but we're also going to talk about a new option that I found that you might find kind of interesting and an interesting option for you depending on what you're doing on a given day. So if you like the video today, make sure and subscribe to the channel. Make sure and hit that like button and click that notification bell so that when we issue new videos, you'll be sure and be notified of that. And make sure and make comments today. Tell me what kind of battery banks you use, what your preference is, and what you like to do. So with that, let's just get into it. So let's just talk about first a couple of traditional kind of battery banks that you might be familiar with, you might be using. Some of you may have some that are a little smaller than these, some may have some that are bigger than these, but these represent the kind of traditional approach that we've seen with batteries for your cell phone or any other thing you need to charge. The first one is a 20,000 milliamp battery bank from Anker. I got this one to replace my battery bank that I had from CharMast that was recalled. Now this one didn't cost much. It cost about $25, I think. It wasn't very expensive. It's pretty simple. It's got a couple of USB outputs. It's got two different types of inputs. You can do a USB-C input or a mini USB input. Both of those will work just fine. And this, I've used this before. It works great on charging my phones. You simply plug it in, turn it on, you get the little blue lights light up on this little circle. Now this is not rechargeable by solar. It's only rechargeable by plugging it into the wall. I find this really useful when I'm traveling, when I'm going somewhere and I need something maybe in the room or at an office to charge something up really quick. But this is a traditional kind of battery bank. Now this one on the left is a Stealth Angel I bought from a website several years ago. I've used it a lot. This one is solar chargeable. The only problem with this one is that it takes a long time to program it by solar. These things also generally also come with a light on them. So if I press this button down here on the left and hold it, I got to get my thumb on it, I get a pretty good flashlight lighting up there. In addition, it has a cover over my battery compartment. It has two USB outputs and a mini USB input. So this is an older one. It does not have the USB-C input. I think if you're getting one today, you'd want one with a USB-C input on it as well. Some of them now have USB input and output at the same, so the same USB port will do either input or output depending on what you're needing. Now this one is a little more expensive. This is going to be more like about $40. This one's about $25, and primarily you're paying extra for the solar panel. But there are going to be times when a solar item like this is not really what you want. Let me weigh these and show you how much these things weigh. So let's weigh these two batteries and see what we have. If we went with the Anker, this one is the heavier of the two actually, and you can tell it when you pick it up. This one is going to weigh 11.9 ounces. Now that's 3/4 of a pound to add to your backpack. Plus you've also got to make sure and have a cable with you in order to charge anything up. And if you got multiple things, you got to have multiple cables, right? So another one you might have is the Stealth Angel here. It's 11 ounces, so it's actually a little bit lighter than the Anker. Even though they're both 20,000 milliamps, this one's just a little bit lighter. But again, it's 3/4 of a pound. And the question is, do you really want to carry that much weight in your backpack? So let's go take a look at another option that I found that I think is really interesting. So this is the ChargeTab charger. This ChargeTab charger is a one-time, one-use charger. It's 2,900 milliamps, so it's not very much, doesn't have a lot of power in it, but it comes in a package like this that is a sealed foil package. and you buy a whole box of these things. I'll show you the box in a minute. And you carry this with you. Now this thing is really easy to use. You just take it out of the pouch. I'll demonstrate it in a moment. You take it out of the pouch and it comes with its own plug. You just plug that into your phone. In my case, I've got an 11 Pro, so you plug it in with the lightning plug. These actually come not only with the plugs for the Androids, but also with USB plugs on them. And I will be getting some of those for my wife because she's got an iPhone 16. Now, these things are really nice, very convenient. Once you use them up, you just throw them away. You don't have to carry the weight. The weight, let's take a look at the weight on this thing. It's really significantly less than the others. So when we take a look at the weight on this, if I put this on here, this only adds about 1.7 ounces. So that's significantly less than the weight of the other two chargers. Now again, it's a one-time only charger, but there's times when this would be really useful to you. So I've been before where I've been touring, say, a place like London, England. And in London, I'll have my phone with me, my phone's running down all day. I don't want to carry one of these big heavy things in my pocket all day. So I carry this in my pocket, and when my phone starts to run down, I just whip this thing out, I plug it in, charges my phone back up, and it's charged up until I can get back to the room to do a regular charge on it. And when this is done, again, I just throw it away, no problem. So let's see how these things work. So you have your package like this, and we're simply going to take the package, and let's look at my phone first. I want to show you that my phone is down on charge. So if you look at that, it's pretty down pretty far. Matter of fact, right now it is at 32%. Hopefully you can see that. You can see it's at 32%. Battery. So that's not very much battery. So if I was doing it, I need to charge this thing up. I'm simply going to take this, I'm going to tear it open, and it comes right out of the package. Now, what's nice about this thing, they store for a long time. They're sort of waterproof, and they have, again, it says, if you look at it, it's got 2,900 milliamps. Now, this is only going to work, of course, for something with a lightning plug on it. If you had the ones with USB, you could charge other items as well, other than your phone. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my battery compartment on my phone. I'm going to take this and I'm going to plug it in. And now, on the very top of this, see this little black item right here? That's a little turn-on switch. You've got to take that switch and turn it on. And when you do, a blue light comes on. You can see that blue light. And also, my phone is now charging. And if you look at this, you can see the little lightning symbol right there. My phone is charging. So now my phone will charge up while this thing is plugged in, and it'll charge back to a full charge, which is really, really nice. Now again, when this thing is done and it's fully drained out, I just throw it away. I don't have to do anything. It comes in a package. You can buy them separately. I bought a box of them off of Amazon. And this box is about $55 for 10 of them. So they're about $5.50 a piece, which I think is a really good deal. I think it's a really nice price for these. I can pack these in my suitcase. I can put one in my pocket. And by the way, what's nice about this, when I have this thing in my pocket, I just fold this down and the whole thing fits down in my pocket. This thing's kind of heavy to bulk around with you. Plus you got that cord dangling off of you. So this is a really nice, convenient way to carry your phone with you while you're going around town, while you're on a tour, while maybe you are on the trail for the day, and you don't have to lug around an extra pound of battery with you that you might only need to use once. Again, I know this isn't rechargeable, but if you're only going to be out for a day, you're not going to be recharging anyway. You're just going to charge your phone. When it runs down, you're going to put a charge in it and you're going to go. You don't need to carry that dead weight battery with you that you're not actually doing anything with when you carry one of these, which only weighs 1.7 ounces. So there you have it, an option to take with you on the trail to charge things other than your traditional 1-pound battery brick. You've got the new ChargeTab single-use emergency charger, which only weighs 1.7 ounces. I've got it hooked up to my phone. It's charging my phone right now, as we saw. I think this is a really neat item to consider to include in your kit. I will probably put one of these in each one of my emergency kits that's in my vehicles, so that I would have a charge. If I'm going home and the car dies, even if I have a cord, I'm not going to be able to charge off the car. And furthermore, I'm probably not going to be wanting to hook up a big battery bank with cords. I probably don't want to carry one of those with me because they can run down. This thing always has that 2,900 milliamps in it for an emergency charge on your phone. And again, it only weighs 1.7 ounces. So I bought them, again, in a package of 10 that I got off of Amazon. I think it's a really good deal. I'm pretty pleased with these. I'll be getting a box of these also for my wife to carry around with her. She can carry one of these in her purse, and it doesn't add a significant amount of weight to her purse. So I think it's a really, really nice option for her. So consider this as another option for your emergency power needs in your EDC bag, or maybe your real short distance get home bag that you might keep in your vehicle. So remember what we always say, stay strong, stay prepared, have a blessed day. We'll see you real soon on Cowboy Survival.